Coming up next on the show is headlines across Africa. Let's find out what's happening in these African countries in a jiffy.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
But today we're going to Botswana, Gambia, and Chad, and we're starting from Botswana with the Daily News newspaper.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Well, the headline says Manake urges piggery project members to soldier on. Now, the Assistant Minister of Agricultural Development and Food Security, Miss Beauty Manake, has encouraged members of the Malosa Kekechi piggery production and abattoir to have determination as they revive their project. The piggery project, which was formed in 2012 by a group of women in Komana village, recently lost most of the pigs due to lack of markets and funds to buy feeds for the breed. The project is currently left with only 11 adult pigs and 5 piglets. Ms. Manake, who visited the project on Saturday, advised the group members not to be discouraged, saying there were markets which could tap on to give life to their project. Now, the Assistant Minister acknowledged that the industry was faced with challenges such as a lack of slaughterhouses, and she urged the project members to approach the National Development Bank, which she said could assist them with funding. So, briefing the Assistant Minister Malosa Kekechi Piggery Production and Piggery representative Mr. Giso Odereng said the project was experiencing challenges, among them lack of markets, which was exacerbated by the lack of a slaughterhouse, as companies required their products to be of a certain standard. Now, she also said COVID-19 has affected their project as more individuals who used to buy also stopped buying. Well, there's a story coming from the Daily News in Botswana. Well, I think it's good that she's saying they shouldn't give up. So they should.
You need hope sometimes from someone else.
They have to, but I mean, with just 11 adult pigs and 5 piglets, there's more they can do. And I feel that last time I was telling somebody that lack of processing, because in between the raw and then the processed good, we lack the processing capital, we lack the processing facilities. So like they don't have a slaughterhouse. If someone wants pig, I don't want you to bring me the live pig, so I had to kill it myself.
Yeah.
If it's done and you bring just the meat, I can use the meat.
Yeah.
So they not having slaughterhouses will create a problem for them. And sometimes I feel that in some of these communities or some of these cases, instead of leaving the government to be the one to come and build some of these things, communal labor could actually work here. You can tell me there are no masons in the town. You can tell me there are no carpenters in the town. And putting up together a slaughterhouse may require certain things, but these people can come together and be like, okay, I can support with my skill. I can support with cement or this. Then government can say, okay, we can provide just roofing sheets. Because if the whole thing is going to cost, like, let's say, $1 million, and then the town people are going to, out of the million, 500 is going for, let's say, the services, the labor and stuff, and these people are willing to provide labor for free, I believe it's going to help government facilitate the production of some of the raw materials. So we also need to come together and sometimes help ourselves.
I think that one of the challenges or problems that we have as individuals is if you're not benefiting from that particular project,
that's when it becomes
directly,
a problem.
It becomes an issue.
And I think that's a mentality we have to start changing.
One would say I wouldn't want to, get involved. Actually, let them have my expertise, and then I end up getting nothing. I need to get some form of compensation.
That's where the problem is.
Right now,
That's what the problem is. And that's why, you see, because when it becomes like that, it becomes difficult, hard on the people and hard on the government.
It is only when we start thinking about ourselves on a certain particular issue, that is when I think we can really progress. Yeah. Okay.
Well, moving on to Gambia, we're reading from the Point newspaper, and the headline says, Daboy to cut government spending by 8 million if elected.
8 million what? Dollars?
Yes,
Local
80,
currency?
yes,
or what?
$80 million.
80?
Yes.
$80 million?
Yes.
Wow.
I think I just don't want to believe it's political talk or promises, because we've actually
come on, politicians can say anything just to get power. Do you know it? But if an amount of $80 million can be saved, then it is worth saving.
Well, I
Yeah.
want to get the exact figure.
Figure. Oh,
Yes, I
okay.
actually
You're
want
not
to
even sure if it's
convert
80 million.
it. No, it is 80
80
million, but it is in
million.
Dalasi.
Or 80 million Dalasi.
Yes,
That's
so I want to convert it into dollars.
the Gambian
Yes, the Gambian currency.
currency. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I
Not
want to
dollars.
convert it. No, it's
Because
not
I would have been wondering, $80 million?
really. But for the whole country,
That's like that's
that means they have that much money,
exactly. It's
and
not
they
even
use
about
it on
that.
what?
Yeah, but $80 million is no joke.
It's not a joke. But I just don't want to think it's something he's saying just so he gets into power, because we all have issues, don't we?
Mm.
People say what they want and then
So
they get into
what
power.
what are we looking at?
So if let's say you're converting 80 million.
Dalasi
Mm.
to dollars.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking at?
You should be looking at like $1,512,000.
Okay, that's an amount.
It's a good amount to be saving the
Can do
government.
something, yeah.
It's a good amount to be saving the government.
And
So I
that's
think
like
he's
annually or monthly.
Let's get into the story.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, the Secretary General and leader for the United Democratic Party has described the 80 million dalasi, which is spent on other peripheral things, as wasteful spending by President Adama Barrow administration, saying his government would divert this amount into the health sector.
Okay.
Now, lawyer Osainu Daboy made these remarks over the weekend at a gathering as the country is being hit by spate of criminal activities, including killings and drug trafficking. He added that the unnecessary budget spending of the current government would not be allowed by the UDP leadership.
Okay. Great.
Now, he cited that some other financial spending by the Barrow administration is unnecessary, stressing that the 80 million dalasi unnecessary budgetary spending by the government will be taken into other useful sectors, such as the purchase of drugs for hospitals. Well, in his words, we have seen how other unnecessary spending is being carried out by the Barrow government. The needless spending of 80 million dalasi by the current government into useless sectors will never be allowed by my government. It is very disheartening to hear the hospitals do even lack gloves for nurses and doctors and the high rate of death during delivery in our healthcare system. He urged Gambians to rescue their country from President Adama Barrow's leadership amid increase in drug trafficking and murder cases.
Wow. It seems there's always a shot at every leader.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Yaya Jammeh, and let's take him off, and he's off. And now Adama Barrow happens to be the one who was supposed to be rescuing the country, is now being being seen as the one who's actually misusing the
money, yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, well, would always have a view on you. Interesting.
Well, I just hope the right things will be done.
Yeah,
I don't know. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of politics.
Everybody's tired of politics, man. Even the politicians themselves, they're tired of it. It's just that they're in it.
It's become like a charade. Let's keep up the act until
Exactly.
the end.
I know, right?
Well,
Okay.
finally, we're going to Chad, where we're reading from the Journal du Chad, and the headline says UNDR says it is proud of Chadians who boycotted presidential election.
And UNDR is
Well, the National Union for Development and Renewal.
okay.
And they believe that the boycott of the presidential election of 11th April 2021 has achieved the desired results. Now, the party urges people to stay together for next deadlines. So, in the press release that was signed on 13th April 2021 by Laring Bao, UNDR's National Secretary for Communications, the party welcomed the massive boycott of the pseudo presidential election by Chadians.
Okay.
Now, the Chadian people responded eloquently to Deby, who repeated during the campaign that he came to power by arms and that he would not leave by the ballot box. The party is pleased to have contributed to the success of the boycott along with the other strong forces of the country. Now, 2 weeks before the votes, the party's executive board deployed its teams to the provinces of the country to raise awareness not to vote. This political formation regrets that the tenors of the regime and the Seni lied to themselves by shamefully declaring the success of the election,
Yeah.
while the whole world has observed the total rejection of the electoral process. Well, we will not be surprised by false results concocted by Seni and the Supreme Court,
Okay.
charged with amplifying and validating fraud. This was said by the UNDR Secretary for Communication and New Technologies. For him, the Chadian people have spoken. The rest is nothing but nonsense. Debbie should draw the consequences of this total rejection of his person and his party, he suggests.
Yeah, I know, right? A big sigh. Definitely, it's needed.
We just hope peace reigns in the long run. It's peace and the development of the people.
Yeah,
When
Chad,
we
huh?
lose track of all that, when we lose track of the fact that everything you're doing, the power, the
Yeah.
campaign, this,
Mm.
all that is just to get power, so you can make the lives of the people
Better.
better. It's like when people get into the
It's not
seats.
even power. Get the opportunity to do so because, like they say, power corrupts, right?
Yeah, so when they actually even get the power, they become
It's like
when you
now I
g-
have the power. Now it's not about the opportunity
it's
that
like they
you
take
gave
off the
me.
glasses. Now they're wearing
And if
shades.
you forget that, I actually push you there. Anyway, and talking about Chad, they were recently banned by FIFA. That's very, for me. I feel it's like a bit disappointing, like from football activities and all that. Let's pray that they get back on their toes to get balls rolling again. All right, that's all.
Well, that's all we have for headlines across Africa.
Okay, the show is Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio.